music from Uncle Larry. Hello, friends. You probably just woke up, just like I did. Oh, Lordy. Hope everybody's good out there in the Zen world. What's up? How you doing? It's the Homeskoolin Show, episode 5,680,000. Yeah, so what's going on? Man, what a day yesterday. I was in a creative fervor all day yesterday. I got this dear friend that lives over in the Eastie. We call it the Eastie, which is East Nashville. Matty Alger, and he's got a killer studio over there, in a small little quaint place, and he's an amazing drummer and engineer. And we holed up in there all day, just me and him. And we worked on. I started working on the next Trip to Wish album. You remember that band from the early 2020s? You remember that record we made? Me and Sweet Dean, who I talked to yesterday. What a lovely guy. Such a cool guy. A great dude, man. But yeah, I've been sort of so busy that I haven't had time to. It's been on the back burner. But I resurrected an old Homeskoolin classic. Started working on making a track out of it. Turned out good. Very excited about it. And I'm going to send it off to him so he could do his magic. And that'll be step one of getting the second album cooking. Praise him. Praise him. That's expensive chord. I like those expensive chords. You guys know that about me. Some people call them yoga chords. All right, let's look at some VCB, because I'm sure running out of shit to talk about. You know what else I'm doing this week that's really cool? So we're starting tomorrow. Remember that band I told you about from Belgium, K's Choice? The singer is in Nashville as we speak. We're gonna make a little 5 or 6 song recording starting tomorrow and Saturday. I'm producing a few tracks and put together a smoking little band with Sam Bettins. It's gonna be amazing. Super excited about that. How about that one? A6. All right. I think the whole thing is, at this age, anytime I'm allowed to be totally creative, I'm happy. If I can't be creative, I don't want to do it. I just realized that the other day. I was like, why do I turn down some gigs and some gigs I take? Aside from the obvious reasons, it's because I just want to be creative. I don't want to waste any more time, mowing other people's yards. I did that for a long time. Mowed a lot of yards. I had my own my musical landscaping business for many years. Okay, so let's see. Hey Tom, you don't seem to play a lot of scales. What's up with scales? Yeah, it reminds me of a time when I suppose you have to learn scales in life, like when you teach a kid piano and things. That's like the first thing I showed Leo when he was playing piano. Here's a C major scale, right? But I think all that should do is show you what notes work in that particular musical situation. If I ever hear someone playing scales, like literally playing scales in music, I cannot change it fast enough. The whole point is you got to take your scales and put them in a blender. This is the kind of stuff that jazz guys talk about. Like Paul Franklin, who's one of my mentor heroes, the Jimi Hendrix of the pedal steel. Him and I get into some every once in a while we're on a gig together, we'll get into some heavy musical raps talking about music theory, because he's a real brainiac, jazzer, you know. And like, he'll always show me cool shit. Like he's always working on something really weird, you know. And he'll say, "What about this?" And he'll show you a concept, and then I'll go, "Oh yeah, how you doing that?" And then he says, "But you got to take that knowledge, take that sequence of notes, but don't ever play it like that, because that's just bullshit. See, if you're playing real jazz, you have to take the notes that work, but jumble them all up in a blender and make it musical, right? That's it. Nobody wants to hear scales." Speaking of scales and just amazing playing, man, I happened upon a piano video that blew my mind the other day. I believe she's a Japanese woman playing some jazz shit that fucking blew me away. Pretty amazing how gifted some of these people are in this world. Just how damn good they are at playing music. It's mind blowing. I'll if I remember, I'll post in the link. Kind of fucked me up. I liked it. One guy said, "Hey Tom, that old '63 Strat it's kind of cool, huh? Seems kind of cool." I think it's cool. You know, it's funny because, you know, there's a lot of guitars to choose from around here. And this morning when I was thinking, boy, what guitar would I like to play? I picked this one. And that says a lot. It's got sex appeal. Remember we talked about that? You know, some guitars just got sex appeal. They just sort of make you say, "Get over here. Get over here, and I don't care what time it is. Play me." They say things like that. This guitar does that. It's fun. It says things to me. Objects talk to me. Another guy said, "Hey Tom, are you ever going to make an acoustic album?" You know, I've been thinking about that. That would be fun. You know, something real chill, just so you could smoke a doobie and sit on your back porch and think about that shit that happened at work. With something chill in the background, you know. That'd be pretty cool. I mean, why not? I really am loving this concept of just making instrumental records. I mean, I was so afraid to make an instrumental record for so many years. I mean, I remember people saying, "Man, you should make your own album," for 50 years. Because they would hear me play things and they'd go, "God, dude, you're so creative. You should record some of that shit." Fuck, I hate instrumental music. I would always say that. Because I was just in total song mode at that point, you know, thinking, you know, if a song doesn't have lyrics, it's not a song. I thought that for a long time. I don't know why I thought that. I'm completely the opposite on that now. As a matter of fact, songs with lyrics are starting to annoy me. Here's the thing about, I'm kidding about that, by the way. That's a joke. Of course, I'm still the biggest Beatles fan you're ever going to meet. They're singing all over those records. But the thing about singing, when you put singing, okay, here's the thing. Man, I don't want to go off on a ramble on this, but as soon as you put a voice on a piece of music, all of a sudden, I don't care who it is singing. It could be a man, a woman. They could be singing about anything in the world. But it immediately makes people think about, compare it to every other song they've heard. And then they're always, the first thought, "Oh, I don't really like that singer. Oh, I really like that singer. Oh, I don't really like what he's singing about. Oh, I don't like that word." Everyone's got a million things in their head or baggage attached to singers, right? And there's some great ones, of course, and singers that we all love. But I like the concept of instrumental music just in nullifying all of that. It's just a vibe. You put it on, you're not thinking about, is this guy as good as Paul Rogers, or is this woman's voice annoy me? You don't think about that. You don't think about the words. You just think about the sound, and I like that. You know, they get a lot of comments on here. People saying, "Man, you should put words to those songs that you write." And it's like, why can't there be songs without just being what they are? You know, I don't know. But I'm old now, so don't take any of this shit that I'm saying seriously. It's all messed up. I've been around too long. One guy said, hey Tom, do you get a lot of emails?" Man, you know I do. And I try to respond to as many as I can. I got a couple guys. I won't mention any names, but I got a couple guys that just get shithoused at night, and then they'll send like 1,000,000 emails, all from the same address. Like, you could tell they're just getting fucking hammered. And I think it's funny. I just delete them all because there's no way I could ever. But there'll be like 30 emails from the same guy right in a row. Every song he listens to that night while he's getting buzzed up. And it's cute and everything, but it's a little annoying. I'm just saying, because you got to clear them all out. Like, I'm going to sit there and listen to 30 songs. I can't even listen to one of my own songs. I don't have time. I appreciate it though. But some people occasionally send music and stuff, and every once in a while I have a minute to check some of that out. And but if you ever send me something and I don't listen to it, please don't get pissed at me. All right, it's just not enough time in the day. I'm sorry, friends, but I try. I do the best I can. I'm just trying to do the Uncle Larry thing. What is the Uncle Larry thing, anyway? Sometimes the 2 a.m. me asks that question. The 2 a.m. me. You should go back and watch that one. That was one of the earliest videos. The 2 a.m. me. Matter of fact, that might be the name of my next album. It should be 2 a.m. me. Don't steal that. That's my idea. All right. I have more questions. Oh, one guy said, "Hey Tom, what kind of amp were you playing through at that Guthrie gig?" I have no idea what that thing was. There's at that place is a well-oiled machine, the Underdog. It's so equipped for live music, and there's so many people playing there all the time. You just gotta assume there's gonna be amps and shit laying around. So when I got to the gig that night, there's a back door you can go in there, and it's a small club. And it's just jam-packed in the main part of the club. But there's this little back door you can go in where there's a little dressing room area back there. And so I basically just hung out in there all night because I get scared around crowds, to be honest. I don't really like crowds. I don't like traveling either. I don't like being on airplanes. But so Tom, the guy that takes care of Guthrie's gear, young fella, I just said, "Man, would you please just go plug me into something out there?" And he was super cool. Grabbed my little tiny pedal board and stuck it out there for me, and I just walked up and played. I have no idea what it was. It was some kind of Fender. It sounded good. It was loud. I mean, that's cool. It didn't sound too thin or anything on the video, so that's good. Whatever it is. I'm sure whoever played through it last had the knobs set just right. And that's the thing. Some people are using that shit. You wouldn't want to try that at some bar in Sun Valley, Idaho, because somebody probably hasn't played through that amp in 6 months if it's sitting up there. I did notice, when I used to make my sojourns out west every summer to some of those beautiful western states. I used to spend summers out there, with the family. Amazing land, but some of the absolute worst live music I've ever heard in my entire life. I mean, shit that was so bad, comically bad, that I just couldn't stop laughing when I was watching it. And I'm like, I would send clips to friends of mine and stuff and say, "Man, pretty happening music scene out here in the West." That sounds like a dick thing to say. I'm sorry. I'm not judgmental like that. I hope you guys don't think I'm sitting around making fun of everything and, talking about how this guy can't play. I don't do that. I don't care that much. But it is kind of annoying sometimes when you're trying to have a good time and hang out with your family and stuff, and there's just some band counterwalling on stage. It's just unlistenable. It's a little annoying, but that's all right. That's life. And if someone's digging it, it's worth it, right? Is there any more questions? Is that it? That might be it. All right, friends. I hope you enjoy this fine day. Let's see. Maybe you could learn a scale that you like. and just sit around and think about all the different ways you can twist it up. You know, take one of the high notes, then play one of the lower notes next, and jumble it all up. You know, that's kind of what I do. Well, first of all, I don't ever think about scales when I'm playing, but I'm just thinking about melody. But that's kind of what you're doing. You're taking scales and you're mashing them up and blending them up. So that's kind of part of guitar, I suppose. Okay. Bye.